Now, since I've been talking about taxes and all that, I think you might like to hear about non-tax consideration. So, this one, that would be the topic for this one. So, non-tax consideration. Now, besides what have been mentioned previously, there are some non-tax consideration. FFOTG to consider. Um, the country has to consider it. Now, first, they have to make a decision to start either franchising or just a single company. But I think for this type of business, a food truck, cart, mobile restaurant type of thing, franchising will be good. It's not only limited to one place, but also you can have many location and many independent operators or even employees that can increase market share. Then also FFOTG has to write a business plan. And in this plan, it will include on whether to sell one or multiple products in the food menu. In addition, this will also include the demographic, good locations, and generate customer traffics. All that has to be taken into consideration. Also, this one will include proper food, sanitation, inspection, with also designing an eye-catching food truck design, food truck and carts design. That would be really neat. This one will include strategy in selling at customer service, effective marketing, advertising method, and pricing strategy. They are very important factors to have a successful food truck carts business. And most of all, FOOTGs, or Filipino Food on a Go Company, has to make sure to do all registration, permits, tax related matters, which I just mentioned a while back in my previous slides, and other requirements to have a valid and legal business in each location of the Philippines, or whatever the Philippine authority or the tax system are allowing them to, and what kind of license FFOTG needs to apply to. And also anything that will affect the parent company. We're talking about business liabilities here and all that. Whatever we, being a subsidiary of a Canadian parent company, in a way, we're representing the company's business. So let's get this bread in Canada and be one of FTD's first fans in food truck, or so we say, we have to promote our product. We have to be the first one to say, "Hey, our food truck business is the greatest. We cook very good food and all that." So that is just being a fan. So anyway, going back to non-tax consideration. Now, Philippines will have more than enough qualified employees. Likely, FOTGT will hire mostly Filipino residents, and it makes sense. At least one or two Canadians as regional product and operation managers from the parent company to help with the startup process in the Philippines. Since food truck, cart and mobile restaurant business is new to the parent company, FFGT will likely train mostly Filipinos for now. If for some reason some parent company in Canada's employees wants to live and work in the Philippines, they can freely choose to, depending on Canada and Philippines comparison of cost of living. Now, for example, a single individual from Canada will have a cost of living around 1,700 or 1,700 compared to a Filipino of about 600. That's about 183% difference. So think about that. In addition, if a Canadian wants to have an annual salary difference allocation, for example, 1,000 in Canada versus 350 in the Philippines, that's 286% difference. But then the cost of living in the Philippines is so much cheaper and they hardly pay any taxes since they only get taxed if their income exceeds 250,000 pesos. This is about 6,335 in Canadian funds versus a salary of 35 to 50,000 in Canada. So it will come down to standard of living and lifestyle if you really want to work in the Philippines. So for both FOTG and its new employees, they have to take into consideration both the tax and the non-tax aspect in starting a business and working in the Philippines. So let's think about it. I think it's a good business for sure. Anyway, for me anyway.